Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. I hope that you're having a great day. I hope that your start of your day is going well and that this flow is going to give you some wonderfulness, some wonderful feelings um, for the rest of your day. So, if you're new to Syoga, Syoga stands for the S stands for so many things. Strengthen, slowly strengthen and stretch, stoned. Um, you're welcome to consume in any way that you see fit. Maybe that's you ate an edible earlier. Maybe you're about to take a dab. Maybe you're about to smoke a joint. Consume how you'd like to consume and know that with movement, we are getting high on our own supply, if you will. So we're using our breath work, and that's going to kind of bring up some physiology and also kind of affect you in some ways. So kind of know where you're at with consuming and know where you're at with your movement. Don't judge either of them. Okay? So I'm going to go to my mat. I'm going to get my joint and we're going to get ready. I hope that you are stoked for some movement. I always like to play a little music. Before I consume, I like to find my spot on the floor, right? I like to find my weight into the ground. I'm just going to find this one music. Yep, this one song. I'm super obsessed with these days, and we'll put it in the link if you would like it. So, grab whatever you're going to consume with and put it to the side for just a second. Find your weight into the floor and just close your eyes for a second. Really noticing where your body is at today. Is there any tightnesses or tensions that you just kind of are aware of at this point of the day? Taking some nice deep breaths in and out. Now I am ready to consume. I've got a joint here. I'm currently in Oregon, and I ended up getting a joint pack from a local dispensary, and they're quite lovely. If you're ever in Bend, please go to Tokyo Starfish. They're quite a lovely establishment. So, cheers. Let's think about this as a medicine. Let's keep that mindset so we can take this, inhale, or consume in any way you see fit. So that we are affecting our body in a way where we can look at the tension objectively, not judge it, and look at it as something that we can gain from. Okay? So, again, cheers. And while you're consuming, just go ahead and take any little movements that you see fit. Maybe that means moving your head around. Maybe that means rotating your shoulders. Rotating them around. Again, this is just time for you to tap in. Notice where the feeling is going within you. That's it for me today. Well, for this morning at least. So I'm going to make sure, I always make sure that my joint is out. Please make sure you're not starting any fires or putting any holes in laminate or wood. I don't know what kind of flooring you have. So again, find your weight into the floor. Think about your sits bones. Maybe that means moving the gluteal tissue out of the way. And find your alignment into your pelvis. Maybe that means jutting it forward and back. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask during the class. Try to find where your pelvis is nice and aligned so that your vertebrae can stack vertebrae on vertebrae, opening into your shoulders and thinking about the top of your head reaching the sky, feeling light. Take another nice deep breath in. Notice the differences of your body as you heightened your practice. Out of your mouth, letting the air fall out. Expanding into your stomach and your rib cage for your inhales, and then slowly contracting them back in for your exhales. Do that a couple times at your own pace. Try to make sure you're feeling the movement into your body. And exhaling, feeling that contraction back in. Knowing that we can get our full breath if we really allow our body to open up and fill in your body with breath. Doing the same thing on your exhales. Sorry, my laundry was too loud. One more time, inhale. And exhale on out. Take your arms and rise them up towards the sky. Exhale, fall over to the right. Let your left hand just reach over to the right side of the room to feel that side body stretch. Now, try to bring your right shoulder forward and your left back to stack in. Really engaging into the floor. Exhale, rotate forward. Bring your hands both forward. And then just reach as far as you can. Maybe let your head hang loose. Letting your forehead reach the floor. And take a little rotation of the neck here. Slowly just walk that left hand on over so that you can swing that right hand up now. We're going to the other side, getting that side body stretch. Again, try to stack into your shoulders. Open up. Using your breath. Slowly rise up and find yourself at a T. Give yourself a little rotation of the shoulders, trying to get into a really nice groove of getting it nice and big, nice and strong into the arms, not go forward. Feeling the differences in your arms and how they move. One arm can be a little bit more easy to move, the other one can feel stuck. Just possibilities. Notice how your arms are out of alignment without having a mirror. Slowly bring your arms up, and you're just going to bend your right elbow and then grab onto it with your left hand. Again, just feeling a little stretch in that side body. Opening up into that shoulder girdle. Using your breath here. Slowly rise up and switch sides. Make any little adjustments that you see fit to feel the stretch even more or less, depending on what you're feeling right now. Inhale up and find your hands behind you. Bring your fingers away So your wrists are facing you. And you're just sitting like you're at the beach, soaking in the sun. Now on your inhale, you're going to lift your hips up. Open into your chest and let your head fall back. Push up to rise up. And then exhale, slowly fall down, letting your palm hit the ground. And then shift to where your shins are on the floor, finding your tabletop. Making sure your knees are under your hips. Tuck into your toes. Bring your bum towards your hips. Or your bum towards your heels, sorry. And find some stretch into your toes. So you can bring your weight over your hips to find a lot of stretch into your toes. If that's too much, you can always bring a blanket or a block under you to feel a little less intensity. Or if you're really wanting to kind of focus on a couple areas, go ahead, put my hair up, and bring your hands to the floor, fingers towards you, and then open into your forearms as well. So I'm going to let you choose what you feel like you need. Using your breath. Still feeling that expansion on the inhale. And contraction on the exhale. There's so much stretch into the forearm that we can tap into. And it has so much to do with phones and computers and being on our couch and forward folding. That happens into our life. So go ahead and take another nice deep breath. And exhale slowly out. One more time, one more breath. Feel the changes, feel the opening. Feel how you feel about that opening. Does it cause stress? Does it bring up stressful memories? Really just allow yourself to feel into that. Slowly rotate your hands forward if you got that forearm stretch happening. And bring yourself into a plank pose. And you can always do this on your knees. If you go into plank, know that you can always be on your knees here. As long as you're bringing your elbows together into your rib cage to slowly lower down. Keep your hands under your shoulders. Dig your hips into the floor and then push your feet into the ground as well. Lift up into your cobra. Breathe in. Stay here for a breath or two. Using your breath, using your noises. No one can see you. No one can hear you. Be as crazy as possible. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Go ahead and bring your left hand onto your sacrum. And you're just going to flip your right hip over your left, making your foot a little bit of a kickstand. And so since you're on your sacrum, you've got this nice anchor, which is your arm, to open into your pecs and allow yourself to relax. Again, you're right on your sacrum, right above your gluteal cleft, your crack. And as you're pushing forward, you're opening into your shoulder. Using your breath here. Use your next inhale to slowly move to the middle and switch sides. So hand goes on the sacrum, left hip now rotates over the right. As you fall over, again, notice the differences from one side to the next. So this side easily anchored, the other side not so much. So what does that tell you about your body? What does that tell you about my body? That I'm crooked. This is the time we can use our breath to tap into any of those signals, those signs. Listening carefully, examining, exploring. Keeping that mindset of non judgment here. All we're doing is getting a little high and moving our bodies. Using your breath. On your next exhale, slowly rotate that leg back into the middle. Bring your hands back under your shoulders, tuck your toes, push up, and find a child's pose for just a second. Toes together, knees go wide, bum reaches your heels as you reach the top of the mat. Let all of your shoulder muscles, those lats, those deltoids, activate into them, stretch them, let them go. Really affecting into the spine, adjusting, making room. On your next inhale, slowly push yourself up into a tabletop. Again, get your knees under your hips. Do the same thing with your wrists under your shoulders. Fan your fingers out and really push your fingers into the ground here. It's really going to activate evenly within your forearms, which we just stretched out. So give me a couple cat cows here. Do these at your own pace. Drop down, open up into your shoulders. Exhale, give me a cat. Doming your spine up towards the sky, dropping your head. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, find your cat. One more round. Really just feeling the spine get into different areas. Drop it down, tuck your toes, lift your hips up towards the sky, keeping your hands engaged into the floor. And we're finding our downward dog. Let's remain here for a couple of seconds, allowing our heels to reach the floor, your chest towards the thigh, and your hands into the mat. Again, fan your fingers out, push your fingerprints into the ground. We are making our mark. Maybe rotate your head around just to see how activated your body is and how light your head can feel. Bring one heel down to the floor and then alternate by bending one knee and then the other. Just feel into your hamstrings. Notice how much more you can get into your pose. Find your stillness. Go ahead and just tippy toe your feet towards your hands and find your forward fold. Bring your weight into your heels and then into your toes. Let your head drop down. Feel that cervical spine kind of, again, making room. Use your breath. Straighten your legs. And if it's too much to straighten, just have that intention. You're going to bend your left leg and straighten your right. Bring your left hand inside the middle left foot, and then rotate your right hand up, finding those stacked shoulders that we're looking for. Rotating into the upper body, and again, finding your weight into your feet. See how the weight distribution kind of changes using your breath. Rotate your wrist around just to open up into your forearms a little bit more. Using your inhales, finding your perfect pose. Exhale, slowly rotate those legs. So right leg now is bent, left leg is straight. Right hand is into the middle of your feet as you rotate that left hand up towards the sky. Rotate into your shoulders. See how much you can open just within your top body, keeping your legs the same. Ooh, can you feel it all the way down into your shin or just in your hamstrings, maybe just into the glute. But again, keeping your legs nice and firm and engaged into the floor will allow you just to open up into your top body. Hand is on the floor. Reach up towards the ceiling. Rotate that wrist around. Let your head be safe. Use your inhale to reach up, and then exhale slowly, forward fold. Inhale into your halfway lift. Open into your shoulders, straighten into your spine. Find your weight into your toes. Suck into your belly button. Stay here. Know that this is your aligned position. When we do a little bit of a flow later, we know that our body automatically wants to come to this aligned pose. Exhale now into your plank. Hands on the floor. Walk back. Again, if you're here and you'd like to do this on your knees, no problem. Tuck into your pelvis. Activate into your stomach, your core, and push your hands into the floor. Take a breath here. Exhale here. Inhale your right leg up just to hold. And then exhale slowly with control, bring it down. Do the same thing on your left side. And then with control, it's about going back down. Slowly inhale and exhale into your downward dog. We've already been here before. We know where to go. Inhale that right leg up. Bring it all the way through. Straighten your front leg. Bring your back leg to where warrior one, about 40 degrees in. And just let yourself hang. Feeling that hamstring stretch. Engage your feet into the floor. Using your breath. Left hand now is going to go on the outside of the right foot. We're going to engage our legs into the floor and open up, bringing that right hand on up towards the sky. So we've already been here with our top body, but our legs are just the thing that are different. Try to find the difference. Try to find the opening. Notice the wave in your body as you find your balance. Inhale, exhale, bring your hand down and find yourself into your warrior one. So you're lifting up, pushing into your feet to rise up. Bringing that knee over the ankle. Your back foot, again, is 40 degrees. It doesn't have to be on a tightrope, so don't think that you have to be fully, let your legs come in if you want to find your balance, but really just trying to, excuse me, I got the hiccups. Your knee over your ankle. Engage into the floor. Think about your back pinky toe. Still with your arms risen up towards the sky. Inhale your hands together behind you, right near your sacrum. We already know where that is now. Open into your chest and give yourself a little back bend. Try to reach your pelvis down towards the ground. Open up. Using your breath. Inhale. Go into your reverse warrior. So your back foot just rotates just a slight bit. So it's flat against the back of the mat. And again, your knee is still over your right ankle. Find that side body stretch. We're really engaging and trying to find that side body stretch a lot today. Helps and heals the lungs. Finds and opens into the spaces that we've made so tight. I hope that you're starting to feel the inside of your inner thigh. Exhale, rotate all the way around and find your side angle. So your elbow can go right onto your knee, or you can push it against your knee to open up into your hip. And you bring your left hand up towards the sky. Take an inhale. Find your pose. Align into it. Engage your feet. Find your adjustments. And then exhale, find yourself into your, what is going to be a plank pose in just a second as you push that right leg back. Finding your plank pose. Use your inhale. Find your exhale into your exhale. Or your relaxation into your exhale. Maybe bend one knee and then the other, just feeling where your legs are at. Maybe one feels a little bit tighter than the other now. Inhale that left leg up. Bring it all the way through. We've already been here. Straighten that front leg. Back foot goes about 40 degrees. Again, get it to where you'd like it. Let your head hang loose. Try to see if you can't bring your back hip forward and your front hip back. Again, we're just making room in the spine. Notice any holding patterns that might arise. Again, engaging into your legs, really pushing them into the floor. Right hand reaches on the outside of your left foot. Now you can also do this onto your foot or onto your ankle. I should have mentioned in the first pose that if you would like a block here, no big deal. All the while, bringing that left hand on up. Straighten into your legs. Open into your chest. Find your activation. Woo, find your wavering. Finding your balance. Maybe one side, like me, is not as balanced as the other side. Using your inhales, finding your weaknesses and your strengths at the same time. Wavering back and forth. One more breath. Exhale, find your warrior one as you push into the floor, rise up towards the sky. Again, 40 degrees in your back foot. Engage into both legs. And think about the engagement not just into your toes, but into your heels and maybe all four corners of your feet. See how that's possible as you reach that front knee forward, tucking into your pelvis, trying to align into your hips all at the same time. Dropping your pelvis down towards the ground. Exhale, using your hands, bringing them behind you, right next to your sacrum, open into your chest. Maybe take a different hold with your hands this time, different side, different hold. Find your little back bend. See where you can go with it. Tuck into your pelvis. Engage your feet into the floor. Using your breath. Inhale into your reverse. That back foot rotates just slightly so that you can cartwheel your hands all the way around. Knee is still over your ankle. Try to even bring that left knee out towards the left a little bit. Engage into your hip. Drop it down. Bring the top of your pelvis up towards your belly button. Reach over. Find your activation. Exhale, find your side angle. Elbow reaches the knee. Reaching that right hand up towards the sky. Opening up into your chest. Again, tucking into your pelvis. Engaging and finding your adjustment at every moment. Keeps us present with what we're doing. Keeps us humble in the moment. Keeps us accepting with what we can do. One more inhale, reach up. Exhale, find your hands to the floor and back into your plank pose. Now we're going to slowly lower down. Again, you can do this on your your knees. As you lower down, inhale up into your upward dog, pushing your feet into the floor. Again, you can bring your knees onto the mat. No big deal. Just try to intensely push your feet into the floor so that you can open into your chest. And then exhale into your downward dog. Very nice. I hope that you're feeling a little bit warm. Drop your hips from one side to the next. Just feeling any little movement that you see fit. Inhale that right leg up now. Inhale your elbow into the middle, knee to nose. Hold. Exhale, bring it back up and then flip your hip. Opening into your hip, but keeping your hands engaged into the floor. Heel down to the ground. Chest even down towards your thigh. Fingers flared out, making your mark in the mat. Inhale back up and slowly bring it down. Left leg, bring it up. Engage into your core, knee to nose, hold. Exhale, bring it out and over. Again, feel your hands even into the floor. Open into your hips. Think about your chest down towards your thigh. Just one, because that's the only one on the floor. See how much one side opens more than the other, if that's what's going on in your body. But sometimes that just happens with being human. We are an imbalanced species. But we're capable of change. That's why we are here. Lift it up. And then drop it down. Right leg goes up this time. Bring it all the way through. We're going to find our warrior two. So back foot goes about 90 degrees. Lift yourself up ever so slowly. Bring your hands into a T. Now, if you have a little bit wider hips like I do, you might want to kind of spread your legs a little bit more, just so that you can get your hips down and even. Reach both sides of the room. You just rotate your hands, feeling how they open your shoulders, and then close them down. Rotating them up, rotating them down, rotating them up. Inhale to your reverse warrior, and then exhale, find your plank pose. Slowly lower down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Feeling a little bit more warm. I hope that you're feeling it. Inhale, left leg up. Bring it all the way through. Find your warrior two. Again, find your engagement into the floor. Knee over the ankle, rotating out. Finding that hip adjustment and alignment. Dropping your pelvis down towards the ground. But still engaging into your back foot. Raise your hands up. Keep your shoulders over your hips. Reach from one side to the next. Squeeze your hands and then let them go. Squeeze your hands and then let them go. One more time, squeeze your hands. Really make that feeling all the way up to your arms. And then let them go. Go into your reverse warrior. Using your inhale. Exhale, find your last plank pose. Again, you can always do these on your knees. Lower halfway lift. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. The right leg reaches up once more, but this time we're going to drop it down into our pigeon pose. Try to keep your leg trying to have the intention to be parallel. If it's not quite parallel, no big deal. Again, if you have a block with you and you like to bring it under your hip that is bent, to kind of give you a little less intensity, totally fine. I also like to be in this pose with a blanket right under my stomach so that when I fall forward, I get a little bit more stretch within the back body, more capable of opening up. Really try to engage that pinky toe that's bent on the bent leg into the floor. What's that going to do? It's going to protect into your knee, and that's very, very important for us being here within a couple breaths. So really make sure that you're engaging your foot into the floor and slightly into the back toe as well. And notice how that activation into the legs really allows that spine to open. One of my favorite things to do, if you don't have a block, totally fine. You can bring something. You can also just use your hands under your forehead so that you can kind of take that distraction out of your hip and focus some real loving attention into your forehead. You're tapping into some of that lymph fluid, maybe any tension that you're feeling in your brain today. Again, if you don't have a block, you can just put your elbows on the floor and use your thumbs. This is almost preferable. Getting into your temples. Again, we're kind of distracting ourselves from the stretch into our hip. allowing that proprioception kind of take its turn and communicating, opening. This is also one of my favorite toque poses. So if you're really feeling like you need an extra toque to get into our relaxation part of class, then feel free. Slowly just drop that hip down. And we're just going to do a little bit of a slow-mo break dance as you bring that back leg forward and that forward leg all the way back. Again, trying to set up yourself for success. Finding any tools or toppings, I like to call them. Do this more gracefully than I am. Try to get your hips in line. See where your foot is behind your knee. Is it too far over to the side? Just take note where you are today. Again, this is a great toe pose, which I might take advantage of. The first couple toes got us through that active challenge. Now we're here, just opening up in a lot of that area where we really found that spiciness, where we activated by digging our foot into the floor, right? So all of those muscles that went through it now have some time to relax, open up, and maybe even shift their thinking. I truly believe that every cell is aligned with your philosophy and mindset. You can go hella woo woo about it and be like, cells listen to your thoughts, but I truly, truly believe that what we habitually do, which includes our thoughts, affects our body and brain. So here we are, taking some time, being selfish, being accepting, and being open to change, which I think is the most fucking important thing in this god dang world. Rant over. Go ahead and relax. Breathe in. Again, favorite toe pose, so I'm gonna partake. We have so much tightness in our hips, so really taking time to focus and allow things to shift can be truly, truly very beneficial for your balance, mostly for your balance within your mind, body, and soul. I know that sounds crazy, just like one hip opener, like you can do all that, but there's so much attached within the hip, not just emotions, but physically the other muscles in the body. There's so much tug of war going on that affects into our hip. So this is greatly needed, and I hope that you're feeling it. Slowly drop that hip down and bring that front or that back leg to the front. And we're going to do just one more little challenging thing, I promise. I think it's really important to, as we open into our hips, that our core finds some strength. A lot of core kind of diminishes our hip flexibility. So once we kind of find our core, our hips are able to kind of be open and more usable. So Again, rant over. So many rants today. Get into your boat pose. And we're trying to find our sits bones onto the floor, right? Keep your legs up. You can bend them. You can straighten them if you're hardcore. You can bring your hands up, but try to keep those knees together, open into the chest, and you can always keep your hands behind your hamstring. Really just find that wave into your body as your body really finds the activation to keep you upright. Our bodies are always just trying to keep us balanced. Even that means if they're throwing this on the floor. Turn on your core. Breathe in. Use expand into your stomach. Exhale, contracting your stomach in. We're going to inhale, letting our stomach out as we drop down. And then exhale, sucking it back in as we come back up. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Drop your feet down. Go ahead and just allow yourself to reach the floor. Take it slow. Bring your hands behind your head. And we're just going to bring our knees up 90 degrees. We're going to inhale our right elbow to our left knee. And if you'd like to, you can straighten that right leg. Go ahead and switch it up. And do as many as you'd like. We're getting to relaxation. Go ahead and get some struggle before you get there. We need some dark before we get to the light. Find your activation. Woohoo! Haven't done any core work in too many damn days. Keep it up. Take it slow. One more round. Drop your feet down. Let your feet go a little bit wider so their feet are about the width of the mat. And let your knees close. Let them kind of hang on to each other. And slow down your breath. Try to go in and out of the nose. So us activating into the core really turns on our sympathetic nervous system, that like fight or flight mode, that activation, that energy kind of giving nervous system. And as we slow down the breath, we're turning on the other side. That restore mode. And just go ahead and heel toe your feet together just a little bit as you wave your knees from side to side. You don't have to really let them fall over too much. You're just feeling a little sacrum adjustment. Come back into the middle and grab onto your right knee. Bring it up into your armpit and straighten your left leg now. Just giving a little bit of a psoas stretch while we're really affecting into your hip flexors as well. Notice the intensity can come from as you use your arms to pull your knee in closer. Now you're going to just take your right knee with your left hand, and as you bring it down, slightly bring it over to the left, and you can straighten your leg or you can just let it fall where it may. If you'd like to use a blanket or a block or anything to kind of be there to catch you, that's totally fine. Now look over your right shoulder. And give yourself that spinal twist. Let your body relax. you slowly roll up into the middle, switch sides, letting that right leg go long as you grab onto that left knee, hugging it in towards you. Using your breath, trying to keep that breath all the way down into your pelvis. Long, slow, deep breaths. On your next exhale, drop your knee down slightly and then over to the right. Again, letting it fall where it may. Don't make any adjustments. And then it's too much at any point. Just kind of stay where you are. Look over your left shoulder. Find yourself relaxed. Slowly fall back into the middle. And let your legs go wide and your arms do the same. So your arms, let's bring this over here. Your arms are just out to the side and you kind of find yourself as a star. So you can let them up above or you can just bring them down below. Wherever you are, allow all of your limbs to sink into the floor. Closing your eyes here, just letting yourself feel the body. Using your breath. And all you're going to do is raise your right arm up above. Just hover it over the ground while keeping your hand and arm nice and active. So your arm is straight. You're feeling that energy out of your fingertips. And you're just reaching over to the side, just letting it hover. But then also noticing how the rest of the body has to acclimate to keep that arm up. Where do you have to tighten? Use your inhale and use your exhale to drop it down ever so slowly, using that control. Left arm this time activating to your arm and then hover it over the ground. Maybe like, what is inches? Maybe that's like, oh, that's almost a foot. Just keep it nice and active and controlled. Feeling the wavering as you try to keep it still. Again, notice the rest of the body. What tightens up to keep your arm here? Is one side easier to keep up than the other? Use your inhale and exhale slowly down. Left leg now this time. Rise it up, flex into your foot, activate into your leg, and notice the rest of the body, how it has to acclimate to keep your leg up. Can you make any adjustments so that your whole body is working together so that you can remain and keep this leg still in the sky? How much do you have to activate into your right leg to keep your left leg up? Use your inhales to reach, and then use your exhale to control it down with ease. Right leg this time, last limb, that's all we got left. Rise it up, lift and activate into that leg. Keep that energy out of your heel, flex into your foot. Notice how this side maybe is a little bit easier to hold or a little bit more difficult. or maybe just the same. Hold it, activate, see how to remain still is kind of impossible. There's always something moving and activating, turning on to keep you here. Use your inhale to reach, and use your exhale to slowly bring it down. Let your whole body sink into the floor once again. And let your muscles around the eyes relax. Your jaw slightly to open. Letting your shoulders drop. And then again, feeling the movement of that lower rib. Notice that it starts in the front and has an attachment into your spine. So whatever happens in the front, the inhale, the exploration of movement outward with your inhales, it's going to affect your spine. You want to give it back the strength as we exhale, controlling it back in, finding that core. Inhale, exhale. As we slow our breath, do you notice the rest of the body turning on? Can you feel the systems in your body that are affected by this stillness? Maybe you feel the slowing of the heartbeat. The opening of the blood vessels. Or maybe even feel deeper down of the repair of the cellular damage that we all innately just happen to do every day. The beautiful thing is that we can come into our body, watching our breath, and just focus within our imagination. And we can find ourselves repairing, restoring, and returning to the self that we want to embody. Slowly bring your right hand just over to the left shoulder. And then bring that left hand on over and give yourself a little squeeze, a little hug. Maybe feeling the opening into the spine, into the back body as you use your inhale. Now bring your knees in and encompass that hug by wrapping your arms around your knees. Go ahead and squeeze yourself, make yourself small. Use your inhale, maybe even make a tiny little face. On your exhale, go ahead and bring your feet out, up towards the sky. Rotate your ankles around. Maybe you find your happy baby for just a second. But if you're past happy baby, go ahead and just roll yourself along your spine a couple times. Try to be nice and controlled. Bringing yourself up to a seat. And just getting ready for the rest of your day. I hope that you've enjoyed class. I hope that you come back. I have class 3 times a week. If you feel like donating, there's information on the profile. There's lots more to find out about Syoga on the website, syogaclass.com. And if you have any questions about personal classes or anything that you experience in class I'd like to go over, I'm an open book and always ready for questions. So I hope that you have a good rest of your day, and I hope to see you soon.